Okay. Hey, morning. Welcome to the live streaming session that I have for the weekend. So, yep, as usual. Oh, okay. So today actually is not that usual because I started off late. I think now it's about 11:30. Yeah, 11:30 a.m. Singapore time. But yeah, it's still the morning. So let's get started with the analysis this week. So yeah, the usual practice I would go ahead with the of course the review of the past week, what has happened, and or what have happened during the last week. And I think last week was a very exciting week. We do have a lot of this. We had a lot of this interest rate decision news that was released, and of course from the US side, the FOMC and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty exciting week last week. So how was your trading, everyone? Hope that was good. And yeah, so let's move on to the Forex Factory for the news for from the US side at 10 p.m. Then subsequently, yep, there are also news for the Australian dollar in terms of the CPI. Then yeah, European side as well. So etc. etc. So yeah, Friday also maybe we need to take note of this 4 a.m. I mean, especially if let's say you are holding on your trade for Asia context. If you're holding on your trade overnight, then yeah, you might need to take note of this. Um, Powell speaking at 4 a.m. Yeah, Friday. I think Friday, or Thursday, or rather, it's a Thursday, 4 p.m. for the US side. Okay, so that's something you need to take note of. But other than that, yeah, pretty much that is about that for the news side on the news side. So there's no, yeah, I mean high impact news in terms of the interest rate or whatnot. But yeah, more of like the GDP and also federal chairman speaking. That's all. Okay, so let's toggle back to the chart itself. Okay. Okay, share session disconnected. Yeah. So okay, and anyway, let's do a very quick review or yeah, rather like yeah, a review on what has happened last week and what was my analysis in terms of the forex pair, or let's say if there's any for the S&P. So yeah, moving to this US dollar, of course, I was looking at some. I mean, it is still bullish on the upside, be it the daily or be it on the 4 hour, 4 hourly. I was saying that it is still heading up. So as you can see, I mean, of course, for I would say most of the week, like it ranges and it just formed this what you call a bullish flag that's here. So I mean, if you are bullish, or rather, if you do have, I mean, if you did follow what I have mentioned, yeah, basically pullback should be somewhere you are looking to take along for the US dollar. Then, of course, US dollar, you can actually pair it with, like I mentioned, the last week, euro and pound was relatively weaker pair. I mean, weaker currency as compared to the Aussie's dollar and whatnot, the New Zealand dollar. So basically, the commodity currency was stronger. So yeah, if you were to take trade on the short side for of course long side on the USD, then you are actually more favor. I mean, you should favor more in terms of shorting the Euro USD or the Pound USD, which I think was pretty decent for the last week, especially after the um FOMC speech. Okay, I mean the interest rate release. Okay, so that is on the USD. So I do believe it's still yeah, it's still heading up, but of course, like I mentioned, this green zone is the last resistance zone. Okay, right. So over here. So this is something that you should take note of. Okay, but nevertheless it's still on the upside. So unless there's some changes, let's say even I mean on the 4 hourly, we yeah, so 4 hourly, then we should be taking note of that and subsequently yeah, doing the necessary to maybe do a reversal or whatnot. But for now, I don't think we do see anything exception. I mean, for the time being, right? Okay, so that is that. Okay, so yeah, like this is the correction, and then it went up back again. Then I mean, don't bother about this long tail. I think it's some bug or error. Yeah, for the USD. But anyway, that's because of the I think the FOMC. Okay, so the same pattern. Consolidate, push up, consolidate, push up. Will it consolidate and push up again? This is not something that I definitely know, but possible, or it can pull back further down to push up again. Yeah, we don't know unless, like I mentioned, if you see something like a H4 reversal, then yeah, likely the trend might be potentially changing. But right now, yeah, there's nothing that we should be concerned of in terms of possible H4 reversal. Okay, so that's on the USD, and then for the Euro Aussies, for me there was a potential turn, but in terms of that, it was I would also mention that it is actually a counter trend move. So in terms of the counter trend move, of course, you need to be more not say skeptical, but caution on the move, right? I mean, whether it be is it going to push up furthermore or not, and also be a bit more careful on your position because you are not with the trend itself. So with the trend, of course, if you were to look at it, or rather like what I've mentioned last week, this is on the downtrend. On the daily, on the 4 hourly, is a downtrend. But yeah, like I mentioned, there could be a possible bounce. So I did took a long, and then did take something off, and then after that it came back again. Then after which the price action wasn't something that I'm looking for. So it just, I mean, it just went sideways. So I didn't really go back to this again. But if you were to I mean, if you are still keen, or you would want to take a look at this pair, maybe you can trade within this range. And of course, considering that this is also at a strong support. So as long as this support doesn't break, then yep, it is a good pair for you to maybe just go on long for a quick one. Then of course, on the bias of a short, then yeah, you can go on short as well. Okay, so that is for Euro Aussies, and then of course, looking at Euro Aussies, you should also look at the corresponding pair. I mean, the sort of like related pair lah, in that sense. Like for example, Euro Aussies, then you should also take a look at Euro New Zealand, because they are both on Euro, and also they are both comparing to the Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar, which are both commodity currency, and both of them usually they should correlate quite highly with each other. But of course, not say always. Like you see over for the last week, you can see that New Zealand dollar was pretty. I mean, in terms of strength, it seems it's stronger as compared to the Aussie dollar. Okay, so that's that. And then of course, you should also look at pound Aussies and also pound New Zealand. But of course, you can also look at Euro CAD, uh, pound CAD as well. But Euro CAD and pound CAD, CAD more related. Of course, it is also related to the commodity. I mean, it's a commodity currency lah. But to me, Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar, they are more, correlated. They are like brother and sister in terms of the even geographically, they are side by side to each other. Okay, and in terms of the economy and the yeah stuff like that, is pretty similar in both sense. Okay, so that's what I think. And then of course, looking at the whole picture, right? If you were to look at the various majors that I mentioned, yeah, pound is still one of the weakest, and then I think Swiss franc is also coming out to be the one of the weaker ones. Yeah, considering the push up over here, and then you're looking at the pound, it is also pretty weak as compared to, I mean, of course, euro is also weak as compared to, let's say, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. They are weak, but as of last 2 weeks, they are still yeah, pretty much trying trying their best to keep afloat, right? So of course, reaching some certain resistance zone, like maybe over here, they might start to turn already, or stuff like that. So yeah, so that's what I do see. And then I think otherwise on the US dollar yen, but of course, it's not saying that I'm biased that the yen might turn strong, because considering that they are over here at this, but of course it can go higher. But let's say, for example, if the yen is going to turn strong, which means that UJ is coming down, then probably the better pair to short as well will be Swiss franc yen, and then also pound yen. Okay, so these two are the ones that are weaker in terms of their own currency strength. Okay, so that's on the yen. So yeah, anyway, I do um, jump here and there. So I will do some of a review, and then sometimes I will also spill to mentioning about the pair that I do take a look at for the coming week. Just like, for example, Euro New Zealand. Yeah, this is something that I am looking at for next week. So Euro New Zealand, it has broke this key support. So no doubt, I mean, it could be possible that it continues to come down further without any retracement. But if there is retracement, or yeah, there are retracement, then of course, let's go to the chart itself. So if there are retracement, of course, we could be looking at some pullback before we go short again, because on the higher time frame is still on the downside. Okay, so that is what I would be looking at. Then other than that, I think we can jump straight to the S&P, right? Okay, so S&P, uh, okay, I think last week I did mention about EuroCAD, PoundCAD as well. Yeah, especially this is such a strong downtrend. Then I think I was mentioning also about it being, I mean, you being able to just go on short if there's any pullback. So this is of course on the daily time frame. It seems like there isn't any pullback, but if you were to look at the lower time frame, there should be some pullbacks. Yeah, especially for the Euro cat as well. Okay, so that is what I have covered. Then in terms of the S&P, last week I also did mention about this. Yeah, it was. I mean, I was also undecided in terms of whether is it going to go up or is it going to go down, and things like that. So because of this uptrend line that is still holding this structure. Okay, but then it seems like for the last week, it has already changed its trend. Okay, so moving forward, I do think yeah, S&P still have some room to fall. So just do a quick recap what has happened. And yeah, so this was the trend line, and this is the daily time frame. Then of course, this has been, I mean, for the most part of the year, it has been an uptrend, right? Then recently there's this sharp sell down for the S&P, and this was the retracement. And then yeah, it was validated last week. So what happened here is that I was, yeah, thinking, I mean, this I think was what I was drawing last week. But anyway, yeah, so since it has already broke down from here, but from this uptrend line, then this is the new low that was formed, and the pullback was here for the FOMC. Then immediately things go straight downwards. So right now, what we should be looking at is, of course, this support that it might or might not hold off for now. So if it hold, then maybe it might induce some short rebound from here. and then yeah, the buyers should be still on the downside on the lower time frame, right? Okay, so maybe on the 1 hourly, you can monitor this S&P as well, see how you're gonna play around with it. Okay, so yeah, or it can also just continue straight down. But in general, the bias for this S&P is still on the downside. So for this S&P wise, I do think that on the higher time frame, I mean, it be more like the weekly or yeah, whatnot. But I mean, I'm not going to the weekly or the monthly chart. But if you are to look at it as a as an investment or on the longer term, then of course you could be uh give you 1 minute. Yeah, you could be looking at it to come down to retest somewhere here, yeah, on the trend line, and also over here, if you are on the dollar cost averaging mentality, then yeah, you can also have a look to go on long, maybe a little bit here, a little here. Then if it were to go down further, maybe you can also go on long here. Or if you are someone that would like to have more confirmation, then of course you can wait for some yeah, in terms of the daily, if there's some reversal for you to go along, or there's some EMA crossover that you're waiting for before you dollar cost average. Okay, so that's all for today, and yeah, see you all next week. Bye bye.